Hello to the gamers. Let's start with Bandle here. Before we do anything else, let's start with Bandle, but we are going to play some Balatro today. I watched Dan play a little bit this morning. I've been playing a little bit on YouTube as well, and honestly, I mean, I'm just going to be 100% copacetic with you. A, it's too good, I can't stay away, and B, I didn't even realize the freaking analytics are popping off. This is why you should sometimes look at your stats. I had no idea. Librarian was tweeting about, like, stop complaining about a lack of Balatro and just enjoy the streams. And there were people that were like, hey, I discovered this guy through Balatro, but I've been enjoying his other content. And I'm like, you discovered me through Balatro? That's like only the third game ever people have discovered me from. It was like Isaac, fast forward 9 years, Super Auto Pets, and then Balatro. Can you make a Balatro guide? I legit have 4 wins in 25 hours. Let me tell you something. Are you playing on the Nintendo Switch? When I was on vacation and I played Balatro, I lost 87% of my runs. I lost like 5 and 6, I would say. And I have not lost on PC since I've been back, even on higher level stakes. There's something about the Switch version is like they knew that the real gamers play Nintendo consoles. Gold stake streaking. We're gold stake streaking. Come on, honey, we're gold stake streaking. When you press the L trigger by accident and sell your best joker. I did that maybe like 7 times when I was gone for a week and a half. I also many times accidentally discarded the hand I wanted to play or played a hand I wanted to discard instead. Now, I also made mistakes, don't get me wrong, but there were some technical issues on my end as well. 2013, 1.5 billion views. (2013) 1.5 billion views. So everybody on Earth has seen this 20 times. It's got quite a beat to it. Boom, 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 boom. Inspiring. Okay. I would expect nothing less from a song with 1.5 billion views. I have absolutely no idea. It seems like it's kind of going for like a with your feet on the air and your head on the ground. Try this trip. Anyway, next. I gotta say, the bassist is kind of cooking. I have no idea what it is. I have no idea what it is. I have absolutely no clue. We may be relying on a literary clue here to help us out, or maybe this is the first missed Bandle. Next. Oh, no way. Well, it mimics the exact same melody as the bass and the guitar, huh? Song that you hear in the store where you buy lunch meat and bread, sandwiches. Okay. Do I seek to find out? Should I? Dare I discover? Mystery. Do I seek to... Will I... Do I seek to find out? Do I want to know? More than you know? Do I want to know? Do I want to know? Do I want to know? Do I seek to find out? Do I want to know? Ooh! Da-na-na-da-na, da-na. Oh, that was, without a doubt, the closest we've ever come to losing Bandle. It's kind of crazy too, because I know the Arctic Monkeys, and by know the Arctic Monkeys, I mean I know that first album, whatever people say I am, that's what I'm not. I know it front to back. Anticipation as a habit to set you up for disappointment on evening. I bet you look good on the dance floor, etc., etc. Riot Act? I had no idea. Sorry, not, you're right, Riot Van. Riot Act is a Pearl Jam thing. How did you not get this? It was everywhere in 2013 to 2014. Yeah, I wasn't riding the school bus. I wasn't shopping at American Eagle Outfitters. I was recording Isaac episodes in my house. 2013, 2014, if I was listening to anything new, it was, and the owner something, you could be as old as your omen. But the mother we share could never leave our gray head from falling. It was that, and then probably also Fancy by Iggy Azalea, and then mostly just, again, Graceland by Paul Simon. That's pretty much it. Pharrell Williams, Happy? Yeah, whenever I was outside of the house for more than 3 seconds. That was Men at Work era. Are you Avengers Endgame? Are you season 3 of Dark on Netflix? Because your timeline's all messed up. Men at Work era was 2017 because it is so intertwined with Team Unity PUBG. I can't get to sleep. I think about the implications. Hey, NL, did you see the subreddit Lose It when you said you weren't going to play Balatro anymore? No, I have reached nirvana. I've reached enlightenment. I've recognized that the subreddit is for the viewers. It's not for me. Rather than compromise my mental health by going to the subreddit and being like, oh, people think the content's gone from like a 9 to an 8.3 recently and they got lots of opinions. I've now accepted that that's what it should be. It should be there as an opportunity for viewers to complain and vent. But there's no reason that I should be looking at it whatsoever. It's been better. The reason it happened is because I know this is like the ultimate forehead comment, but if you are a content creator who struggles with criticism, have a child. It's that easy. You will run out of time. You will not have space in your life to be like, you know what I'm going to do right now is go to this website and make myself miserable. I did not say get some ass. I said have a child. You will still be stressed out, okay? But you will be stressed out with something fulfilling instead of like some 22-year-old kid in Canton, Ohio is like, here's what I would do. I've been watching NL since I was 8, and here's how I would run the business. I would say like once every 3 years, I do get an email from someone who's clearly like drunk for the 3rd time in college. And they're like, I'm a marketing major in my 2nd year at American University I've never heard of, and here's my advice for you. And I'm like, well, here's my advice for you, brother. Have a glass of water. Cancel your morning appointments and sleep in and get ready to get like an all-day breakfast or something like that. Because I think when you wake up, you're not going to be feeling so hot. 555. We're so likely to get another ace. By the way, hello, Jay. Good morning, Jay. I was up at 5:20 a.m. this morning, and I went to your stream, and I was just watching Kitchen Nightmares while you slept. It was a great time. I loved it. But it was not my favorite episode of Kitchen Nightmares, which is probably Burger Kitchen, the one with the insane Australian owner. Burger Kitchen's easily top 3. Dude, there's so much to like. The dude is running a burger restaurant that sells like frozen. He keeps calling it Wagyu beef. The chef is named David Blaine, but he's not related to the magician. Every time he yells at the owners, he keeps going like, one word for you, Prozac. You need Prozac. And the lady's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Dipped in Mama Liz's chili oil. Hey, hi everybody, I'm Nino. That's a good one too. I mean, I like Amy's Baking Company, but I also feel like it spelled the beginning of the end for Kitchen Nightmares when it started to be Like, it was nice when it was about the restaurateur, and then the American version has its own charm when the restaurateurs are, like, insane, but, like, semi-normal people. But when they went deep into the Amy's Baking Company stuff, it just went, it was a little too much. Same as American Idol jumping the shark when William Hung got popular, even though he was the best singer on the show. I do love the grown lady who cries because they serve her a burger on sourdough bread instead of buns. I'm not that worried about you, though. I think we want to dump like this because we're really looking for straights. Which means we can dump you because we have a face-up ace, and then we got 10 jack queen king ace, and we're pogging. Straight people at the gay bar be like, we're looking for straights? It doesn't really, to me, the joke doesn't really make sense. But did you see, so Twitter has basically become, did you see this TikTok? Because the most popular tweet on the platform right now is, what's the video that is the reason TikTok should not be deleted? And I have to say, it's the best that the platform has ever been, even if sometimes it's a little annoying that every single post I see on my feed is a video. Do you ever see two heterophobic gangsters talking?
You watched that recent athletic sports game? You see that? Last Sunday. Football. I don't really do that. That's not really my thing. That's not really my thing, you know what I mean? I'm a guy. Yeah, but it's just, you know, you just dabble in it, you know? It's not, I'm not like a, you know, I don't go that way, but, you know, I like to watch the sports sometimes. It's entertaining. Yeah, first it's sports, then it's, you know, get married to a woman and... Whoa. I didn't say nothing like that. That's what it sounded like. You're going to watch football on Sundays. You sound like a head. I ain't no fucking head, you understand me? I ain't no fucking heterosexual. Don't you fucking say that to me. I'm my fucking husband and adopted children. Don't you dare say that to me. Hey, cool it. All right? I mean, you're the one doing all the weird heteronormative shit, going to fucking football games. What, are you gonna fucking throw a ball with your son, huh? You gonna play a catch with your fucking son, you fucking picket fence motherfucker? You wanna blow your brains out right now? You wanna get your brains blown out right now? You fucking procreating vaginal intercourse motherfucking scumbag.
That is a great one. No, nobody's seen it. Yes, I have. Look that one up, please. Librarian will find it for you. I'm not trying to be presumptuous. I'm just saying that's what I expect. I have a hard time believing we're gonna win ante-8 though. Temperance, $18. We have genuine economics. At some point, is it possible that I could play 4 of a kind? Absolutely. I would say it's not possible. It's guaranteed. Holy cow! Polychrome Queen of Spades. Hello. It's a candy that turns into gum? Oh my god. Wow, that's so cool.
I think you wanted it.
You think I want one? Okay, I'll take one.
Because I think I'm too young for gum.
That might be true. Oh, another one? Okay.
We have lots of gum for you to...
That's enough though. 2 is enough.
We have lots of gums. We have lots of gums for you to chew.
No more for me. Daddy's full.
Who else wants gums?
I don't know. Did anybody else want them upstairs? I don't know. They might not want them because most people don't eat candy in the morning. Daddy's kind of the exception to the rule. You're trying to throw your whole run for $5? It's been suggested. Hello, honey. What is it? Bye. Have a good day. You want me to take the bag? Yeah. Okay, I'll take it so I can eat it during my work today. Oh, but I think it must be time for you to go, honey. Hey, Golden Weevil, thank you for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you.
When you are done, I will go, and when they're done, I go.
You have to go to daycare, and then I'll pick you up with Bomba and Bomba, and we'll go to the playground, okay?
You can have lots of it.
Thank you. Oh, Mommy said I should take the bag for now.
Mine.
Okay, then you don't give me any more. Don't give me any more. Go up and give the bag to Mommy, okay? We shouldn't be eating so much candy. It's only 9:37 a.m. It's so early. 100% I'm gonna eat those over the course of the stream. It's guaranteed. And I will always be playing the most boring-ass simple game ever, and the viewers are watching it like it's the damn Super Bowl, and I respect that. Okay, Soul Guibo /user. Soul Guibo. Following for 12 days. Now that's crazy. First NL, this is 2 days ago. First NL stream. Also, what time is it for you, NL? Mid-ass question. Literally just Google. What is he saying, chat? That was 4 hours later? Open your ears. I've seen you before, Bidoof. You're a Coney and Germa viewer, right? Parasocial ass. Do not audit my chatters. Only I do that. I can't. And now we'll always be playing the most boring-ass simple game ever, and the viewers are watching it like it's the Super Bowl, and I respect that. Of course, Twitch Recap 2023, Super Ultra Combo 2023. I don't even know what that is. You're on thin ice, bro. You're on thin ice. That's all I'm gonna say. The devil. The devil made me do it. Detective. Oh, man. You know what's crazy? I was thinking about this the other day. I'm guilty of this, by the way. People will be like, they'll make fun of people for watching cartoons. And which I do all the time. I'm like, bro, you're 29 years old. Why are you tweeting so much about SpongeBob SquarePants? Like, it's kind of crazy. But then they'll be like, I only watch realistic adult type content. And I'm like, what's your favorite show of all time? It's about a metrosexual psychiatrist who kills and fucking eats people. That's as cartoonish as anything else, bro. Like, yeah, it's mature because you see people get, like, vivisected, which is crazy because it was on ABC. Like, that's the same network that has, like, This Is Us or something like that. But, like, let's not act like this is Koyanis Katsi or something like that. Plus 18 malts. Holy. The head is soaring. I like bean, too. In my chili, just about it. The only place I don't like beans is the place that British people like them the most, I think. On toast. I personally don't fuck with beans on toast because I don't like baked beans. It's one of the only forms of beans that is not my it's not my tempo. I like beans everywhere except on Even Stevens. Jokes that I will laugh at, but I do not understand. You keep Christy Carlson Romano's name out of your damn mouth, okay? You ever see the TikTok that is the guy says, I just found out that Americans call a rock melon a cantaloupe, and then the next part of the video is an American guy putting on a British accent and going, I just found out that Americans call a flicky flicky wiki wiki a damn light switch. It's another good one.
I just found out that Americans call a rock melon a cantaloupe.
Oh, I just found out that Americans call a flicky flicky willy donker a fucking light switch, mate.
That's Australian? It's an Australian person that moved to England, just so you know. Reroll started $0. Diamonds are debuffed. It's crazy that they named a card after the devil. Like, are they aware of the fact that the devil's not a good guy? Like, what are the filmmakers trying to say? To me, it appears that the appearance of the devil in this piece of media, like, to me, that just indicates that they're tacitly endorsing it, which doesn't really seem like a good thing to me, because I don't like things that are evil. I like things that are full of goodness. Should not have taken mushrooms. Abstract Joker's giving me a bad trip. You don't look so good. Do you need some water? Well, we don't have any fucking water. Oh, here we go. So one of those little gumballs that my kid dropped off is now falling off of my desk. It's rolling around on the floor. The cat's gonna eat it. Gonna turn out the cats are allergic to gum. I gotta take the cat to the emergency animal hospital. They're like, oh, a gum extraction? $372,000.
You doing okay? Oh, what's wrong? You need some water? Oh, well, we don't have any fucking water. Yeah, don't you look fucking weird? Totally. Do you believe in demons? Yeah, me too. I think I've seen a couple in this room right now. Yeah. Why do you think all your past relationships failed? I don't think your parents really like you. Just from what you've told me. Yeah.
That's one of the few TikToks of my entire life. So I linked it to the content creator Discord, and then nobody replied. So I knew I was making the vibes awkward. People probably had stuff to say, but they didn't want to just say it and not type like LOL to the video, but they didn't want to go through the trouble of watching the video. You know what I did? I let it sit for 12 hours. Nobody said shit. I typed bump. I bumped my own post in the Discord. 2004 ass Internet Explorer technology. I doubled it and gave it to the next guy. I said, you gotta watch it, bro. I don't think they've watched. Let me check. Let me check and see if they've watched it. Bear Taffy said, I like the song parody in the video. We take those? We take those. Pity comment? Yeah, but like, I'm not gonna be mad because like I do that too. You know who links? I'm not trying to be parasocial or call anybody out. If you had to guess who the most prodigious video linker is in my circle of friends, who do you think it would be? Seeing a lot of Chib. I'm seeing a lot of Dan. I will say Chib actually links nothing. If he links something, it's usually an embed of an image that he finds funny. It's never like a TikTok or anything like that. It's not Dan. Sometimes Dan will DM me like, hey, you got to see this video. But it's 100% Corey. Corey is the most prodigious TikTok linker in the community. And I love him for it. That's where we got Mama Liz's chili oil. You see the vid of the conga line robbing somebody? No, I didn't.
Do. Come and join the conga.
Yo, that's a nice watch, bro.
Wait, what's your postcode, bro?
Wait, get back here, bro. Give me your phone.
Do. Why the fuck you running? Do.
But I did see the video of the guy is like pouring cheese onto someone's dish in a restaurant, and a dude just walks by and grabs a handful of the melted cheese and then eats it and runs away. That's a pretty good one. So it's hard to buy jokers on the Zodiac deck, I guess. Then he posted that to I was poisoned. Did you see the I was poisoned? That was just a picture of a bag of pretzels. Oh, I didn't choose the steak, sorry. And then it didn't even, like, it wasn't the pretzels themselves, it was the bag. And then the text just said, full body flush every time I eat these. That is not being poisoned, bro. You have some kind of, like, food allergy or sensitivity or something like that. I recognize what full body flush is, but, like, I don't need a voucher in the next shop. I need a freaking liter of cola, bro. Those pretzels are so good, too. America is like so... The Europeans aren't ready for this take. America is so spoiled when it comes to like prepackaged snack food. In that one regard, it really is the land of the free. Oh, I love throwback! Every great snack is American. Listen, I'm not going to go that far. What I will say is they really do... I mean, they broke the mold when they made American snacks most of the time. You ever have, like, a friend from Denmark be like, oh, you gotta try this, and it's a fucking, like, black licorice sailboat or something like that, and you're like, come on, man. What are we doing here? America's like, we created the optimum way to, like, deliver corn flour into your body. And in Europe, they're like, here's hot licorice. Here's spicy licorice. And you're like, what are you talking about? I guess this isn't that good, huh? Odd Todd? Do we like Odd Todd? I'd prefer even Steven, but we can at least buy it and then at least, you know, just sort it out right there. What is on the cryptid's head? Are those handles? You have a serious problem. You have a genuine issue. Okay, nuts on the table. Stones on the table. Best Joker in the game right now. DNA. You must buy it every time it shows up. Sure. Econ. Smeared is up there too. You know, you and the librarian aren't so different. I'm a simple man. I don't see... Worst seal in the game, blue steel. Okay. Now we're cooking, boys. Blueprint on Space Joker or Mystic Summit or something. We got a very good thing going. Stone me, please. So I'm pot committed to a high card build at this point. I am. I'm not afraid who knows it. Where are the damn stones? Medieval Gordon Ramsay at the Stone Soup Restaurant? You forgot the damn stones! Scallions, leeks, potatoes, onions. Are you missing something? It's called stone soup, you fucking donkey! Yes, chef. Sorry, chef. You forgot the fucking stones. Dreadful. They're using frozen stones? Yes, where do you source the stones from? Oh, they're, fresh frozen. Pardon me. Pardon my fuck. What in the good golly lass does fresh frozen mean? Am I crazy to think, though, does it, when they say fresh frozen in Kitchen Nightmares, isn't fresh frozen a thing? Like when you make food and then you put it right into the freezer, that's fresh frozen. When you make food and then you put it in the fridge because you're like, I'm gonna eat this, and then you don't eat it in 3 days, but you're like, I don't want to throw it out, and then you put it in the freezer, that's frozen but not fresh. That's how I look at it, at least. Hey, Valentine, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. This shit was in a sealed plastic bag. Okay. You got me on that one. You kind of cooked me on that one. Hey, Anel, are you sane? Sorry, I've lost the plot on this one. Are you sane, and do you fuck with cauliflower? I don't know if I'm sane. The jury's out, but I do fuck with cauliflower. I feel like people who like broccoli but not cauliflower, if they don't have like a medical reason for it, are kind of tricking themselves. In my head, I'm like, it's not as good as broccoli, but they're like 5% different. They're more similar than they are different, that's for sure. But you will not catch me eating cauliflower rice. You will not catch me eating spaghetti squash, spaghetti noodles. I want the real thing. I want semolina flour. I want Calrose GABA rice. Dennis Leary voice. I want a bacon double cheeseburger with the cheese dripping off the sides. I want French fries cooked in pig lard. Mama Liz's chili oil. I forgot what we were doing. We're going to win. Save your money. Get your econ going. Can I ask you a question, by the way? This is a question that sounds like a 5-year-old would ask it, but I feel like it's, when you think about it, it's actually a deceptively smart question, even if I'm not asking it for smart reasons. Is metal the smoothest thing on the planet, or can you get smoother? Your head. My head actually has some stubble on it, and I wish it didn't, for the record. Glass. Glass is smoother than metal. Concrete? Concrete? I thought concrete was like freaking prickly. I'll tell you though, I don't really know the difference between concrete and cement. Asphalt is darker. Concrete, I don't really know the difference between concrete, cement, and stone. My wife watches these like science videos on YouTube. So a few times a day, she'll say like, did you know? And usually the answer is no. But sometimes the answer is yes, and I feel like a genius. Like she was like, do you know why, despite the universe being big, there are, you know, matter comes together to form planets and stars and clusters and stuff like that? And I was like, I don't know, but deriving from first principles, I would assume that even though they're infinitesimal, you know, these primitive atoms and molecules all have a certain gravitational pull that over a large enough time scale tends to lead to them accumulating. She was like, holy fuck. It's the first time I actually believed my husband has like a university degree. Accretion, exactly. That's super basic. What, did you learn it yesterday? Come on. But then she also told me that scientists don't really know why ice is slippery. And that sounds insane to me, although I believe it because she told it to me. I know there's like, part of it has to be because there's a thin layer of water on it, but like, I don't know, that's pure bullshit. I don't think, Kate, you might have to explain it, okay? It has a low coefficient of friction? Okay, but what creates the low coefficient of friction, bro? Water? Well, then why isn't water slippery, bro? It is? When I'm swimming, I'm not like, oh, this is slippery. I'm just swimming, man. I never slip when I try to walk on water. I just fall in the damn pool. Slip on what? That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I think. I think water is not slippery. I think ice is slippery. Water is just wet. Water is not wet. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I will take this and then skip the rest. Here we go with the semantics, as always. You ever made Kraft dinner with just butter and water? I'm going to level with you. With God as my witness, I have never made Kraft dinner in my life. And I think that I'm going to be lambasted for it. People are going to say, oh, you didn't go through that, like, broke college student phase. No, I did. Kraft dinner is just fucking actually expensive compared to rice and beans and, you know, cheap meat and stuff like that. Like, you can very easily eat a nice meal for the cost of a box of Kraft dinner. Now, ramen is really hard to compete with the price of instant ramen. That's a given. When I lived in Korea, I ate it all the time. Something about mac and cheese just kind of disgusts me. I don't know what it... I don't think it should. But everybody's got their own thing, right? You know, some people are like, oh, I can't stand the sound of like nails on a chalkboard. And I'm like, bro, that's like my favorite sound. I forgot to lock in with the stone. What if I told you, by the way, that not every time somebody disagrees with you means they're being contrarian for no reason? I just thought, I don't vibe with the Kraft dinner, man. You recognize that it's like Wednesday, 11:16 a.m. Pacific time on Twitch. And you're like, I represent the average person in society? Obviously false. I'm not saying it in a bad way, but you're clearly an outlier. We all are. I watch Twitch at work. It's crazy, man. There are people out there doing real jobs, but I honestly don't know any of them. I'm just being sincere with you. I'm not trying to be like a bad person. My job is obviously not real. Like, has anyone ever looked at society and been like, oh, there's not enough content? If anything, we obviously have like way too much content. My job's not real. That's why I'm watching you at work. But where I think I really got radicalized was realizing that, oh, I didn't lock in. Was realizing that fake jobs are actually like based. Because if we only had people doing jobs that they needed to do, like 90% of society would be unemployed, bro. We should embrace the bullshit job to some extent. We need faker jobs. I think you're right. Be the change you want to see, higher paid chatters. You know, I was thinking about it. It is almost like humorous to think about. The concept of a paid chatter feels insane to me. It feels like it flies in the face of everything I've ever stood for in my life. But 20 years ago, people would have said the same thing about being a live streamer. Maybe we will have paid chatters at some point. You never know. Can you imagine being like the best chatter on Twitch and then being like recruited to be in a channel? Oh man, that might even be better than streaming. You could be like, oh, what's his name? It's not Sneaky Pete. Librarian, what's the guy? I'm now, this is where my brain is at. I'm referencing I'm asking you to tell me my own reference. Who's the guy at the Canucks games who always gets roasted? He's not Stinky Pete. Not Texas. Crazy P! Thank you. It'd be nice to have a Crazy P in chat. I was on the Canucks subreddit. This is what it's like to be a Vancouver Canucks fan this year. People are shooting strays, okay? So we have an in-arena experience, you know, that's not very good right now. The Sweet Caroline, bop, bop, bop. Everybody clap your hands. Doing the noise meter like 20 times a period. Anyway, there's a guy that comes out. His name is Crazy P. He's like a middle-aged man. Maybe he's in his 50s. He wears a Canucks jersey that says Crazy P. He's employed by the arena. And he comes out with a big drum and goes like, hey, Section 105, go crazy. Dung, dung, dung. And people were going off on Crazy P. First off, the people were like, the in-arena experience is bad. And I'm like, I agree with that. But also, I bet if you're like 8, which is the target audience for this stuff, it goes crazy. Like, I'm not, regardless. Then they're like, yeah, I'm so sick of like hearing the same songs over and over. And then they just started going off on Crazy P. One guy said, why does he look like a meth head? And then somebody said like, yeah, when you consider that our city is known for the downtown east side, it's terrible optics to have somebody like Crazy P hyping up the crowd. And I'm like, he's literally just a guy. What would be good optics? Like an incredibly well-dressed realtor with a leased BMW and a $900 haircut? Like, is that the Vancouver image that should be out there? Wearing an $8,000 Burberry coat with $72,000 of credit card debt? That's what you're looking for? It's when he said it was bad optics. Lord forgive me, I was almost about to post. What do you mean bad optics? He's literally just a dude. He didn't do anything except hit his damn drum. I didn't think I would be out here defending Crazy P because I didn't think anybody would be coming at him like that hard. Gee, you're not wrong. I'd probably be on drugs if I had to do that job. You think Crazy P is like a true believer? When we're down 5-1 to the Detroit Red Wings 3 minutes into the second period, do you think he's like, I'm so excited to go down into this section of people who paid like $300 per ticket and go, hey guys, dung, dung, dung. Like, he's probably like in the bathroom right before the whistle goes off. Like, I can't fucking do it tonight, man. I can't fucking do it. Ah! No, you could do it. I could do it. I could do it. I'm a legend. I'm Crazy P. Some of these people need hope. They're not getting any entertainment on the ice. Let's give them some entertainment off the ice. They're here to see me. You're a star, P. You're a star. Dung, dung, dung. I hate that I know this. I hate that I don't. I don't know what that says, but... Columbus Blue Jackets used to have a guy named Dancing Kevin who would take off his shirt and dance. Guy lost a ton of weight. Good for him, but they stopped having him do it after that. No. The Zach Galifianakis strat. When you get in shape and as a result you lose your job. I feel like... This might be like my most curmudgeonly take. There was like a golden era of going to NHL games in like 2014. Maybe a little bit late, when everything on the Jumbotron, when they put a kid on the Jumbotron and there was a 100% chance they did a Fortnite dance, that was the dream. Nowadays, I feel like there's like 12 actors that are in the stands at every single hockey game. And there's like, you know, you got Crazy P who's going, come on, come on, come on. And then you got like guy who's wearing the other team's jersey. And then like the mascot beats him up or something like that. Or like fake marriage proposal, but the guy is wearing the other team's jersey. So the girl says no, and then she reveals that she's got the Canucks jersey under her shirt. Come on, man. Yeah, dropping popcorn on a guy who's wearing a Leafs jersey. Come on, man. Those are the paid chatters. All cards debuffed until a Joker's sold. Literally no problem whatsoever. Kind of good, to be honest. As far as boss blinds go. Or you're talking about the Joker? Fair enough. I don't like to talk about the Joker. He kind of scares me. Imagine if Stone Joker showed up. Dude, most annoying guy you've ever met voice. They should have a Joker that smokes weed, bro. You don't look so good. You want some water? We don't have any fucking water. The trip sitter TikTok. It's the best TikTok in human history. You guys ever think that maybe Shakespeare was kind of a hack? Let me explain my reasoning in this 5-paragraph essay, okay? He's mid? I wouldn't necessarily say he's mid. I put some respect on the immortal bard. But I will say, I think that the central twist in Macbeth, for me personally, doesn't pass the smell test. Like Macbeth gets the prophecy from the witches that says he can't be killed by any man born of woman. And then he's like, Macduff, you can't kill me. The witches told me. And then he's like, guess what, motherfucker? I was born via C-section. And I'm like, you're still born via a woman, bro. Like, just because it was a medical procedure doesn't mean that the woman didn't give birth to you. Like, I mean, maybe it's semantic. Like, she didn't push you out the old-fashioned way, but still, that's birth, bro. Maybe the witches were just lying. You think? No, because everything else they said came true, right? Banquo's kids didn't become king. Yeah, because the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, bro. As soon as you observe something happening, it changes its position or something, right? You ever see the TikTok? I feel so lucky. This is probably not actually how society works. But I feel so lucky that I myself have never been interviewed on the street about like how much rent I pay, or like, you know, can I give a tour of your house or something like that? What's your job? You ever see the one where the dude it's a man on the street style interview in England, and the guy ambushes him and says, sir, would you ever like to own your own business? And he says, no. And the guy says, why? And he says, lazy. And then the guy with the microphone says, okay, well, if money isn't an object, what would you do with your time? And he said, money isn't an object, and I'm walking through Leicester Square on a weekday. Actually, if that's off the cuff and unscripted, possibly the best man of all time when it comes to improv.
Ever start your own business?
No.
Why not?
Lazy.
Well, so if money wasn't an issue, what would you do with your time?
Money isn't an issue, and I walk across Leicester Square on weekdays.
Okay, no worries, then you take care.
That guy sucks? Eat him alive? Well, he rebuked the interviewer. Isn't that based? 4 of a kind. He's rich, though? He didn't say he was rich. He said money was no object. Which in some ways could be like, it's none of your business. I think we're fully invested in 2-pair meta right now. In which case, we would love to see this work. Oh, we're so due, bro. We're so due. Uranus? Uranus, Neptune. You can find it at the market. We're talking about Planet Market. Milky Way. It's just like a mini mall. You know what I'm saying? Mercury, Venus, Earth. Oh yeah. Oh well. Okay. All right. We talking about flea market. Ancient reference. You know what's weird is and you don't have to be 35 to experience this. I am now old enough where let me give you the genesis for the bit. We were at a sports bar in Orlando. The Tampa Bay Lightning were playing the Philadelphia Flyers. The Philadelphia Flyers are coached now by the guy who coached the Lightning in 2004 when they won their first Stanley Cup in franchise history. So they were playing like some retrospectives of John Tortorella like coaching the Tampa Bay Lightning. The footage looked like fucking pure dog shit Game Boy camera. 4x3 scan lines, like 240i. And I remember watching it like live as a high school student, and I was like, cameras will never get more realistic than this. This is as good as it's ever gonna get. Like I could see like a mole on their nose and be like, oh, that's Paul Ranger, the third line center. Nowadays, I was like, is that Brad Richards? The dude is like 6'8", and I couldn't figure it out. I've now I've gotten so old that there's footage from my childhood that actually looks like it's archival. I mean, I guess it's literally archival, but what was the point of the bit? Jelly D _ Why is it always the motherfuckers with the Twitch heart badge that are typing some dastardly shit like that? Always the motherfuckers who called out from work on a mental health day are like, I hate you. What the fuck? What am I doing? I'm just telling a story, man. Go watch a movie where two characters are in love and have sex, and then go tweet about, oh, I liked the movie. I thought it was pretty good. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. There were just a few too many sex scenes for me. Why? Because I talk about reality? Like me and my grandma having a cup of tea? There ain't no party like a granny's tea party. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cartomancer. Why not 9s? It has to be done. I'm sorry. It had to be done. You got to comment for everything, man. I didn't kill him with hammers. I just said maybe take a walk for 600 seconds. Did you ask some questions? Your name is like chicken strips for you. Why don't you ask me a question about dipping sauce? I'd be happy to interface with you on a question about dipping sauce or something like that. What do you think of cyberbullying? I'm against it. Based. What did you think I was gonna say? And yet at the same time you yell at people? Well, from my perspective, they're cyberbullying me. You know, I'm just here playing a video game and they're coming in here like insulting my intelligence. And I'm like, if you're so smart, why are you like a little line of text and I'm like a big bald motherfucker on the screen, bro? It simply doesn't compute for me. Yeah, like I feel like, listen, I'm fake tilted, I'm not real tilted yet. You gotta recognize, like every time that you leave a comment, I'm reading it at work. I know I've said it before, but it's like, it's true, and I feel like we need to internalize this as like as a community. You are probably a little bit touchier at work too, especially when there's a power imbalance. No disrespect. But if you were Bob Vance at Bob Vance Refrigeration, and then like your sales associate kept sending you emails like, hey Bob, here's how you should run your business, Bob Vance might get a little upset at some point, man. He might fire back on you a little bit. Hey NL, why did I have a dream that you were in the bathroom waxing your asshole? Oh no, we have one of those in chat. One of those people who thinks they have prophetic dreams. I don't know why you had the dream, but I will say, have I taken care of my body hair in the past? Yes. I swore off of it probably like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It's actually just, I'm not being high and mighty about it. It's just too fucking, it's too much work, bro. Every method of removing copious amounts of body hair from your body sucks for different reasons. Shaving takes forever. You may cut yourself. Your body hair, instead of being soft, grows in sharp, which like it's your stubble on your stomach will like go through your t-shirt. Let's not even talk about if you're going belly to belly with somebody. You better hope that there's like a towel in between you or something like that. So that sucks ass. Same thing with the trimmer. The trimmer cuts it at an angle where it ends up being like diamond tip hairs. Now, if you get waxed, people are always like, waxing's great, except it takes forever to do, and it's expensive if you have someone do it for you, and if you don't have someone do it for you, you do it yourself, and you probably fucking suck at it, no disrespect. And then laser is like, you think that you go in for one laser treatment, which is expensive, but you actually have to go in for like 10 expensive and painful laser hair removal surgeries. And if you're getting your fucking arms done or something like that, that's one thing. I'm literally head to toe fucking hair. And I don't know if Prezzo's here. Sometimes they have Chatterino open, so they might see. But like, you also, when you shave sensitive areas, you have to consider what you do with your fucking legs. Because as soon as you start shaving the genitals, it looks like you're wearing a pair of hair pantaloons as a result of the fact that you're totally hairless on your crotch and then immediately have like robust level body hair on your thighs. So you're always like, how low do I take it? Like, I don't want to shave my entire legs, and I don't have the barber kind of chops to be making a fade, like a Travis Kelce style thigh fade or something like that. I don't know what to do. So it's just too much work, man. I'm just gonna be hairy. And it's actually like totally fine because I'm married. If I wasn't married, I don't know. I might have to figure it out. But for now, you know, it's not giving up. It's just like it's actually so much work. I don't think people understand. People that don't have like copious amounts of body hair, they don't understand, bro. It by definition is giving up. Well, I think you're playing into an idea that you know, beauty standards are absolute. Whereas I think beauty standards are relative, man. There's people out there who like hairless guys. There's people out there who like hairy guys. And then there's at least one person out there who likes me, perhaps in spite of the fact that I'm hairy. So I've kind of incepted her to like hairy guys as a result of, you know, like Trojan horsing my personality. And she's like, I really like this guy. And then the first time I took my shirt off, I was like, surprise. Gotcha! Also, like, my girlfriend in university, I shaved like my stomach and my chest before she came over, like every single time, which is insane because also like I could not shave my back. So I was like pale and pasty on the front and stubbly and like occasionally getting like a, you know, like a cut. And then the back was just letting it fly because like it's just, I literally can't do anything with it, right? And then like I thought I was getting away with it, but it was keeping up the charade was crazy because sometimes she'd be like, work's over. Can I come over? I can be there in 30 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. And then I go, and then one day she was just like, you know, you can stop shaving your stomach because the stubble's kind of annoying. And I was like, you knew? I thought it was like the perfect crime, bro. Caught. Honestly, though, I'm not going to say that being self-conscious about your body is a young person's thing, because I don't think that's true. But for me, being self-conscious about body hair definitely just fell away when I got older. Like, I'm really going to be like, oh, I got to get waxed before I go on the Disney cruise. When you see some of the specimens that are just letting it fly out there, you're going to want to join them. You're going to want to take off your shirt and join them, man, because it's freeing. Just to be yourself. I know it's crazy because like skipping is the right economic thing to do. I think we have to actually play it. And I may be wrong. I may be crazy on this one. Turns out we probably would have gotten there. You know what? No one ever went broke taking profits, right, DL Guiga? Unless, I guess, like if you bought exclusively covered call ETFs, being like there's no downside, but then you realize how much you lose out in price discovery during bull markets. Enron had a lot of profits. Well, they did, and as far as I remember, those motherfuckers made a lot of money. Wasn't that the whole problem? Is that they were swagging out too hard? That Gary Gensler was like, yo, chill. I have their merch. Atrioc stand spotted. They were too good at accounting. I'm not getting into the accounting stuff. It's Q1. It's a dangerous time to be ignorant about accounting. But that is how it seems to me. It's like, isn't being a good accountant, 10% of it is, I don't want to say lying. I'll say legal warped representations, legal tomfoolery. You're actually kind of right. Creative loopholery. Exactly. But I guess if you just start like making stuff up, it's like they're like, your swag's too good, we're gonna kill you. Thoughts on Nortel? I don't really understand any Canadian business, to be honest with you. It's just full stop. I don't understand what happened in Nortel. For many years, it seemed like the narrative was they messed up. And then like at some point, it was like actually the entire business got taken out from underneath them by corporate espionage. They messed up and did bad accounting too. They got to get a better guy. You would think that these big companies would like know a guy that they could rely on. Instead, it seems like they're messing it up, bro. Were they just going to like the closest, were they going to H&R Block or what happened? That would be a good bit. DL Guiga, you're not doing much right now, right? You're on paternity leave. What if you showed up to H&R Block as like a hidden camera type deal and you pretended that you wanted them to do like your corporate bookkeeping, and then you dropped like a Fortune 500 style series of accounting books on them. And then you're like, oh, your promise is that you can have it done in like 1 business day or less, right? +2. We take those. Imagine the commission though. I have no idea how H&R Block works. Is it like a 2 and 20 type deal? Unironically, I'm at H&R Block right now. Godspeed. Shine on, you crazy diamond. The government gives them a little bit of your tax return? Nah, I just made it up. It sounds right, though. How about 4 4s? It is right. Why are you taking a Yelnats comment at face value? Because I'm fucking under the weather and my bullshit detector's a little cloudy right now. Technically, they take $35 or 1%, whatever's bigger. They'll do your taxes for $35? All in? That seems dangerous, man. Because I'm assuming that like the people who work in the H&R Block are, you know, getting paid like an hourly wage or something like that. And then they have to pay their boss and the real estate costs and stuff like that. Maybe it's like 75. I mean, $35 seems crazy to me, man. I did mine for free on TurboTax. Yeah, but like $35 is a fucking bargain, bro. If that's real, listen, I know you're like, why would I buy a house when I could just build one in my yard? Sure, fair enough if you got the handiwork, but $35 to offload your taxes is like, that's a good calculus right there. Flush me. 6, 7, 8, 9. Hi, card me. Hello, I'm here to backseat you. Okay? You have one more message. Use it wisely. /user Trumpkin Lord. Hello, I'm here to backseat you. You need a chip giver. Get rid of your first joker. Sort by controversial. Dave the Diver soon, please. Did you kill the fire giant yet? Has he killed Godric yet? +2, spoilers. You've been around 39 messages and chatting since 2018 is kind of crazy. I'm inclined to keep you around, to be honest with you. I mean, I gotta be honest. I mean, this is a good joker, but this joker gets me pogged up, bro. ×2 molt if you got a pair, plus 10 molts. I mean, it's a sell buy. It's a sell buy. I would love to get Fibonacci as well, but, and then fish. Then we fish. You had the money? Yeah, but I'm not gonna run dueling builds, you know? Like flush pair. I guess it could have happened now that I think about it. But I'm honestly, I think I'm done trying to be clever, and instead, I really believe in the power of a deck that's easy to pilot. It had foil Dumbo. I don't know who you are. but I will look forward to reading your direct message in the unban requests. I imagine what it's like to type something like that, thinking you're going to get me. And you did. You hurt my feelings, if that's what you were going for. It's a little juvenile. That's like how my toddler acts from time to time. But then, like, after you say it and then you get banned, instead of everybody in chat going, whoa, he's a little sensitive, people were cheering and celebrating not seeing your comment anymore. I'm not trying to punch down on you. I'm simply saying that, for me, would be a cause for introspection. I would say that feels negative to me. Maybe I'll examine my behavior and look to modify it in the future. That's all I'm saying. I'm not just trying to take, you know, the moral high ground or anything like that. You gotta be nice. Nicer, at least. I mean, it's a little crazy. Dumbo? No, Dumbo, bro, it's a term of endearment. It's what I call my wife all the time. The fuck is wrong with you, man? You've lost the damn plot. Balatro streams need the blood of chatters to survive. I think there's some truth to that, to be honest. But I personally think they don't. In a perfect world, they wouldn't need the blood of chatters to survive. But some people just can't help themselves. It's just the way of the world. It's like anytime you have a hockey game, 4 alcoholics are going to get kicked out. It's just the way of the world. They think it's 1971. You can just get into a fight in the stands at a regular season game between the Canucks and the Penguins. They're not even in the same fucking conference. Like, what are you doing? He got stood up in front of the class and ridiculed. Has that ever happened to you? My grade 10 French teacher told a kid to stand up in front of the class and then read, like, it's hard to explain, but I think that in Ontario, at least at my school, our French education was just really bad. So we wrote like half of our papers in English. Like, you would read a book in French and then you would write a book report on it in English. Like, we basically never in 11 years of French education had to write like more than a paragraph in French. So I know words, but I don't know grammar or sentence construction at all. But she stood up, one of the kids in the front of class, and said, read out your book report. And it was clear that he had just put that fucker through Babelfish. And it was like, I remember the story was like the seatbelt hurt her body or something like that, but instead of body, it got translated to like my centers. My centers are excruciating. But I can still kind of like, I can understand French a little if someone speaks it slowly enough to me. Mars me. I cannot really reply. Like, what does etoile mean in French? I feel like I hear it all the time. Not école, but I thought it was like need. Oh, it's star? Why the heck are people talking about stars so much? I had no idea. I had no clue. Why do people know so much French? Well, I mean, I live in Canada, so like I do hear it from time to time. I've actually been hearing it a lot lately. I think French is, it's on the upswing, bro. Because at least here, like, a lot of parents put their kids into French immersion, even if they don't speak French themselves. Because it's just like, for an adult to learn another language, if they're not that passionate about it, is kind of annoying. But for like a kid, they don't even know what's going on. So you're like, I might as well just, you know, teach it to them. That's my understanding, at least. My nieces can speak 3 languages and they're 4 years old. Yeah, that shit pisses me off. But I'm like, well, my kid can read, so... Like, I'm starting to feel the competition, bro, for sure. Does your daughter speak Korean? Not really. But I'm thinking, like... I think it would be fun when she's like 5 to do like a Korean class together and we can learn together. Obviously, she would pass me. I am the old blood. But it would give us an opportunity to spend some time together and also enrich our shared family lineage. And maybe I could actually have a conversation with my mother-in-law or father-in-law for the first time in 12 years. I know basically nothing about... I know nothing firsthand about them. I've never been able to use them as a primary source. Ain't that the dream? I like spending time with my family, even the members of my family where I don't understand what they're saying at dinner time. But I will say, people are like Oh, if I was like, if in your shoes, then I would have just learned Korean at some point. But to be honest with you, it's kind of based to not speak the language as your in-laws do. Because when everybody starts talking at dinner time, you can just look at your phone. And normally that's considered like pretty bad manners. But what are they gonna do? They're like, he doesn't speak Korean. Like, it's not like we really gonna force him to like look and nod even though he doesn't know what we're saying? Like, doesn't make any sense. Do you laugh when they laugh? I do, but that's because I can also sometimes start to understand what they're saying. So I can, and just so much of communication is nonverbal, right? You can tell when someone's trying to be funny. Have you ever laughed at the wrong time? Probably. I bet it happens all the time. But again, they're going to be like, what are you going to do? You know, we're not going to be like, oh, that's the wrong time to laugh. They're going to, you know, they get it. This build is getting a little quirked up. You're not wrong. I don't think we'll be playing 5 of a kind every time, but at the very least, 4 aces, some of which are bonus, is kind of sick. They ever talk about you in Korean while you're there? Probably, but like, I don't know. I guess like, I'm not sweating it. Like I trust my family that they wouldn't be like punking me and be like, hey, let's invite this guy we hate to dinner and then talk shit about him right to his face like this. I give them the freedom to do that because, I mean, A, what am I going to do? But also B, like, you know, I just don't think that they would do it. You get over it pretty quick, too. Like, when you live in Korea, when you're on the subway and you don't speak Korean, you're like, oh, they're probably talking about me. And you're like, okay, motherfucker, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to learn the language and then, like, call someone out for it in a viral TikTok? Because that's a lot of work, bro, to get to that point. Or are you just going to be like, whatever, it's their right to do so? I can't really stop them. White boy orders Chinese food in perfect Mandarin. Nobody in the diner bats an eye. Please add this emote. Locked out. Okay, I wasn't going to add it. No disrespect to Ghost Mop. Then I saw that Kate has added it, so I will add locked out. Why is it called lockdown? Can I tell you? So I got a bone to pick, man. I know I've said this before. I've never read the Kama Sutra, okay? Full stop, straight up. How many different positions could be in that motherfucker that are actually meaningfully different? I'm not talking about, oh, this one is called the, you know, the braying donkey, and then this one is the braying donkey, like, reversed, and then this one is, like, one leg up. This is, like, the braying donkey declined or something like that. I'm talking about, like, how many unique positions could possibly be in that are actually meaningfully different. Like 10, 13? I don't know, even 10 seems kind of high to me, man. I mean, I guess it depends what kind of furniture you got in your house, but like, I mean, if you're in like a bed or I don't know, a table or a couch type situation or a car, like, I mean, human beings are basically like lines, right? Like, how many different meaningful ways can you rearrange like 2 lines to be and still keep the necessary parts aligned? I just think it's too... I think that when people talk about the Kama Sutra, and admittedly I'm coming from a position of ignorance, I think that they're going like, oh, I'm like so spicy, when in reality it's like the fact that they're talking about the Kama Sutra kind of is like... To me, it feels like that's like day 8 of fuck university or something like that. I don't want to get too real about like my intimate details here, but I just can't imagine, like, you know, when the moment comes, being like, hey, let's try something. And then it's like fucking going to see like a physiotherapist or something like that. And I'm like, and then you put your leg here and then I'm going to like bend it. I'm going to like your right leg over my left shoulder. And then if you could do like a side plank or something like that. And then I get down on like one knee. I'm in like a lunge or something. Like, it just doesn't seem... I'd rather just put some extra sauce into like into the mood or something like that. Light some candles, whisper like some fucked up stuff. Like, I don't, the pilometrics and the kinematics, they just don't seem, I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And now it sounds like you're a certified freak. I don't think so. I think I'm mostly like a normal guy. Certainly, I wouldn't be a certified freak 7 days a week. I think at some point you would just consider that, to be honest, to be kind of like exhausting. There's times you just want to like go to sleep. 7 days a week, you got to unionize. That's true. That's hard work, man. It's not that hard, I guess. But, I mean, there's worse jobs, don't get me wrong. But, like, you know, sometimes you might be like, I'm actually sleepy. What do people with real jobs do with their kids? I mean, I know how this sounds. You would be surprised at the number of them that have a nanny. Which, you got to do what you got to do. But I'm glad it's a step that we have not felt like we need to take, because I feel like this is like a very precious time. Both of my kids are home with me while I work. They're 7 and 4. Honest question, how do you not get them to bother you? I love spending time with my child, but there's like when I carve out this 5 hours, I'm like, I need this for like serenity right now. This is like, you know, mental health. iPads? Well, now you're cooking. Please don't give your kids iPads. Fucking 19-year-olds watching this on an iPad are like, please don't give your kids iPads. I'm different. I'm older. My brain's 72% fully developed. People are not going to like this take. Even some parents won't like this take. There's parents that are extremely anti-screen time, and I get it. You know, you only get one shot to raise your kid. There's, you know, reports out there that's like if your child ever sees a screen before the age of 10, their brain is permanently fried. I am not a child psychologist, but I feel like there's my personal take is there is a slight moral panic about the concept of a screen. I think as long as you limit the screen time to something like, you know, a couple of hours a day maximum, and you watch what they're watching to make sure it's not like pure garbage, then like you can see the iPad as like a tool instead of as like a microwave that just like Apple's developed a screen that fries your brain. Like that doesn't make sense to me, that there are people that are like, you know, literally like, because my daughter will like watch her iPad and it's a channel where someone reads her like a storybook and she watches the whole video all the way through. And I'm like, okay, your kid is sitting on the hardwood floor with a toy hammer, like bashing the shit out of your floor. Like, I'd rather have my kid getting a story read to them than, you know, just beating the shit out of my furniture. I mean, that stuff's expensive. So I'm not saying, you know, like all the discussions about, you know, screen time are wrong. I just think when people are like, any screen time is obviously bad, I'm like, wait till your kid gets into the fucking real world, bro. The average adult is on a screen like 16 hours a day. Maybe not 16, but like a lot at least. And like my kid is like learning how to fucking read. You're watching Love is Blind. Like honestly, you're not an authority. I'd rather trust her than trust you. The unfortunate majority of people just let the iPad parent their kid. Listen, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm just saying, can you prove that you're right? Because I think it's an easy trap to fall into, to be like, parents are not good at raising their kids. You know, every older generation has been saying that about the younger generation for like, since the dawn of human society. Like, all the parents that I know, from what I can tell, they're doing their best, but then sometimes, you know, both parents have to work, the kid's sick, the daycare's closed. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You know, no plan survives contact with the enemy. You are dangerously minimalizing the impact of technology on young minds. Okay, like no disrespect. Go live in the woods. If you're going to talk to me with a bad faith comment like that, go divorce your life from technology. If you can do it, that's fine. Like, more power to you. But you're talking in Twitch chat right now, you fucking hypocrite. Let's chill. Like, can we just get along? Can we at least be well-mannered to each other? It's different. I'm 21. You're fucking cooked too, dummy. I'm cooked too. Sometimes I'm like, oh, God, can't wait to look at my phone. And then I pick up my phone and I'm like, what am I even looking at? Then I put it down and I'm like, some phone would really go nice right now. You got to police it in yourself as well. I'm actually 34. Okay, then fucking include some sources. Isaac Newton. I guess what it is for me is I think that it's whenever, I don't want to call it a conspiracy theory, Whenever a popular idea of dubious merit, I'm being polite, okay? Whenever it makes it to critical mass, where it goes from like a scientific paper to like a real news report to then like AI generated clickbait that had the news report like fed into it, that then gets posted on Twitter and people only read the headlines, like it gets warped a little bit. I think we do have like a few 100 million people that are like, it's not the content on the iPad, it's the iPad itself. Like as long as my kid's watching the flat screen, it's okay. And I'm like, brother, have you turned on like network TV recently? It's all 25 words or less. Have you ever seen this game? The game shows that I used to watch when I was a kid, they had ads, don't get me wrong, okay? But this show is just an ad. When I was a kid, the game show host would make out with the contestants. Okay, Richard Dawson, to the best of my knowledge, did not make out with any contestants on the Fantastic Feud. I mean, the Family Feud, which is fantastic. But he did kiss all the ladies on the cheek, for sure. And if somebody turned their head and maybe got one peck on the lips, who's to say, man? You honestly think like people were just happier in the 1970s? If you don't believe that, go watch an episode of Richard Dawson on the Family Feud. It seems like, I mean, maybe it's not representative of society, but it seems like everybody's having a great time. You ever see the Newlywed Game? They could not run the Newlywed Game now. People would be like, Bob Eubanks, I'm not going to answer that question. That's private. Back in the day, you'd be like, all the husbands go in the back room, and then some stranger with a slick haircut would be like, what's your favorite place to get fucked? And they'd be like, okay, Sally, flip it around in the ass. And everyone would go, wow, holy. You couldn't make that show now. You know what I was thinking? You don't see that many Maurines these days. I wasn't alive in the peak Maureen era. I feel like that definitely has to be the 70s, but I can't remember the last time I met someone that was like, my name is Maureen. You're so right. There's fewer Eens out there these days. All the dudes who went by Ronnie are gone. I mean, listen, you don't see that many Ronnies, I feel, and you don't see that many Rons. On the other hand, I actually think that, and I'm a part of the problem, I think I'm living in peak Ryan. I met like 7 Ryans when I was on vacation, more than any other person whose name I learned, for sure. We did like an escape room style thing for families. The other dad in our group was named Ryan. Our server at breakfast one day was named Ryan. I went to get the massage. There was a Brian in the room with me. I also feel like, and I can't verify this, but I think I've said it before, I feel like my generation is peak Justin. I feel like obviously the first Justin was born in like the Byzantine Empire or something. But then like peak Justin was definitely kids born like 1980 to 2000. It seems like you very rarely, and I'm out at the playground from time to time playing with my daughter. You very rarely hear like a mom say like, Justin, get over here. Lots of Olivias, Bradens. Olivia, that's a big one. Well, Jalen, lots of Lyns just in general. I feel like you don't meet that many Daves either. I feel like David definitely exists. I could imagine a child called David. But you don't see too many motherfuckers these days that are like, my name is Dave. Really, Prezzo? You're a Dave, huh? I always thought of you as like a Scott. Not in a negative way. Just kind of gave off like Scott vibes to me. Sounds negative? Well, it's insane to say, like, you look like your name is this. Like, you know that they gave them that name when they were, like, a baby, right? Like, they didn't know what was going on. Or are you suggesting the decisions that they made in their life since being named Scott are, like, that led you to look like a Scott? See, Kyle's. Okay, well, I can't argue with that one. What's wrong with Kyle's? Kyle's, they just have a reputation for I don't know, for living each day like it's their last. For like punching a hole in a wall. Yeah, exactly. Kyle's have a reputation for calling their mom the B word. For hitting their mom. It's fucked up, man. I'm inclined to say if you hit your mom, you're probably cooked. You guys ever see the subreddit dog free? Yes, I have. It's a satirical subreddit, right? It's a subreddit making fun of child-free. People might think that I would support dog-free because I make fun of child-free from time to time. But actually, I don't know. I can only speak my truth. I have never had a problem like eating in a restaurant and there's like a dog there, or like being in a store and there's a dog there, and just, I mean, I'm not even like a dog guy. I'm kind of a cat guy, but I think also I'm kind of just like a no animal guy. But like if I was in a restaurant and there were like dogs walking around and bumping into my legs all the time, I think I would be like, I'd be chill about it. Unless they're, you know, eating my food or peeing on the floor right next to me. At a restaurant? Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't bother me. It might surprise you because I got a lot of opinions. But like for the most part, I think my opinions are like pretty reasonable. Which is crazy to me because people call them insane. But like I don't mind a dog being in the restaurant. But then people are like, oh, but like if somebody spends too long at the water fountain and you can't get a drink in time, you're like mad about it? I'm like, yeah, because you're an adult, bro. The dog's not part of society. No disrespect. When I see a kid at the water fountain and they're taking too long, I'm like, stay hydrated, girl. Like you're 7 years old. I don't expect you to, you know, behave in a way that is most efficient societally speaking. You got a lot of shit to figure out. It's a complicated world we live in. Your friends with horribly trained dogs are a part of society, though. I wouldn't even sweat it, to be honest. Honestly, like, there's been situations where I've been in the park and there's been like a dog going crazy. It doesn't even make my heart rate rise because I'm like, if that dog came over, I'm winning. It's just not going to happen. There are some dogs where maybe I'd have like a little bit of pause, but like I live in Vancouver, okay? Those dogs, you don't see that often. See a lot of like little dogs going crazy and then they like look at me and look at my daughter and they're like about to dig and start running. I'm like, try it, motherfucker. Go ahead. I honestly just don't see it happening. If someone was bringing like a bear into the park, I would be like, okay, we got to go home. But like a normal sized dog, not even concerning. We can coexist. Listen to this one, Prezzo. Ask him how he would do it. I mean, you're making fun of me, but it's the way that Google told me to do it. Dogs have a latching reflex when they bite onto their prey. So you wait for them to bite your hand, and then you shove your fist down their throat, and they suffocate. I'm sure it would hurt like a motherfucker. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I would be like, you know, ha 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 ha, that's what you get. Like, I'm sure I would be screaming, but like, please stop. He came at me first, man. He's never getting past this. Life finds a way, okay? At least we're not playing Balatro. What do you mean? Well, we played enough today. That's all I'm saying. There we go. There we go. The worst part of when you ban someone during Balatro is the unban request is always like way over the top. It's always like, you're right. For a minute there, I lost my decorum. I should not have resorted to an ad hominem attack. It's beneath my level of character, and I have taken a long look into the mirror to examine the impetus that led me to this. And you're like, brother, it's okay, just say sorry, and like, it's all good. That's exactly the most recent one. Could have told you that. But then again, like the badge that they have, and listen, I'm not leaving it up to chat. This is a cheer-tatership. They have a fighting game event badge, which makes me think that if they could reform, they would have reformed by now. But that being said, you know, I mean, a perma ban is like, you know what? Twitch actually needs better moderation settings. Much like the Coke machine, that, you know, you could choose to turn a dial and have like Coke 0 to Coke 100. What about like a timeout and being unable to chat is ruthless? But what about like soft punishments? Like for the next week, you don't have access to emotes. And like, I don't know, your messages like dissolve in 3 seconds in the chat. So if you have to constantly keep typing, or you only get to type like once per emote only, or like an allotment of letters per hour or something like that. That would be such a better punishment than like, because right now, all I've got is like, don't do that, or like you can't chat for 600 seconds, which is like they may never come back, or you can't chat ever again. Like that's basically like you can get a warning or thrown in prison for life. You should be able to have like more creative punishment, man. So that they still like, you know, they're not stoked about it, but they're like, it serves as a more effective deterrent. Can only view on 0.7x speed. Oh man, no audio. You're not pulling up, just swinging? I see what you're saying. Oh, that's, dude, what if you could just, I guess advertisers would kind of hate it, right? If you were like, hey, you've been behaving badly, watch 10 minutes of straight ads as a punishment. The optics of that are kind of bad, because I'm sure the advertisers are like, bro, what the fuck, our ads are sick. We put a lot of work into that ad. You don't want to watch it 9 times in a row, every half hour? Come on, man. You have to post a picture of yourself to get back into chat. Oh, man, we can't do that. It's definitely TOS, but that would be sick.
Wait. I can't.
Please turn it back off.
I can't lock. Wait, lock.
Blue steel looking motherfucker.
No disrespect. I'm sure all of you are like super hot. But like, it would actually, do you know how good it would feel to ban somebody and then see what they look like in the unban request? I would actually be like, I'm sure, no disrespect. This is fucked up. I'm sure there would be a lot of times where I'd be like, bro, I should be the one apologizing. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I'm sorry I didn't know. I get it now. Come on, man. I'm just saying. I'm not saying only ugly people are mean. I'm saying that hot people are probably doing hot people shit and not backseating in Balatro. It's like it just like, doesn't that seem like it passes the smell test to you? That just makes sense. I could be wrong. I don't have any data to back it up. I've been banned from chats before. I don't think my selfie is getting me saved from anybody else's chat. Twitch.tv/Denny's is definitely gonna, like, they're not bringing me back. Can I post you bumping yourself in the Discord? It's so funny. Thank you, Chiblee! I told the chat that I did that, and they all laughed too. I thought it was a great bit. People declined to watch the video, and I said, not on my watch. You are not having another conversation until at least some person says, that was funny. I'm not saying this to besmirch other streamers at all. I swear it to you. It's crazy to me that there's like people on this website that have been streaming for like 12 years, and then they're like, I can't wait to go live today and play like 12 hours of this 7 out of 10 game. And they can make it entertaining for their audience. Like, that's actually aspirational. Am I the insane one, or are they the insane one? Or maybe we're both insane? Like, there's really, like, streamers out there that are like, Wednesday, Escape from Tarkov for 12 hours today, let's go! That I can't bring, I guess I could do that with Isaac now that I think about it. That's true, I was pretty stoked to play Isaac all the time. Well. Oh, man. What do you mean I'm getting very good at the beginning of the game? This has got to be, like, close to the end, right? This is your quiet quitting game? What are you talking about? We're bringing the heat, man. Just because it doesn't have, like, a fucking hot demon with a staff or something like that going, it's not a real video game? Reductive ass. Whenever people tell you their favorite movie, I feel like you often learn a lot about them. Sometimes it's like The Wedding Crashers, and you're like, okay, I know what I'm dealing with here. Someone who likes to laugh and they're not really concerned with like, oh, I want to like a movie that is like says something about my taste. You know, I would say that they're genuine. Or they might be like the Umbrellas of Schoenberg, and I would be like, okay, have you ever seen it? And they would be like, of course not, no one has. And I'd be like, all right, I see what you're going for here. I feel like people have fucking terrible taste in video games, though. Whenever you ask, well, man, you know what it is? I think if I asked you your favorite video game, most of you would pick something that has like a meaning to your life. You'd be like, oh, it was like Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It was fucking, I don't know, Factorio or something like that. But then if I looked at what you actually played, I bet it's 32 hours of League of Legends per week on average. So you tell me, what's actually your favorite game of all time? TF2? All right, well, fair enough. Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door. We love that for you. We love that for you. Chibli, how do I do this, please? How do I do this? I know you've done it. How do I do it? Type longer, because it got flooded out of the chat. What's your favorite movie? I don't know. I don't have an answer for that anymore. Favorite movie I saw in the last 6 months? I've been talking a lot about The Last Duel. I've been talking a lot about The Insider. I really enjoyed rewatching Little Miss Sunshine. It hit me the first time, and it hit me even harder, 15 years later. 3 Billboards? That's true. I very much enjoyed 3 Billboards as well. Oh, but the bad guy has an act of redemption at the... Okay, if you want to see bad people get beat up, go watch Rick and Morty, okay? In the real world, sometimes characters are fucking complicated, bro. They're not just like, retribution power fantasies where like bad people suffer physical violence consequences, okay? It's a more complex work than that. Okay. Both hands touch green spot. Let go earlier and go up and to the right diagonally. Both hands. This way. And let go earlier. Nope, you're lying. You're lying to me. You're lying to me. Okay, Chibli, you have the floor. Let go earlier and do diagonal up and right. Is this the correct spot, Chibli? Is this the correct spot? Bro, it's probably higher. I don't know. Okay, fair enough. I was going to say, it's like 2 or 3 letters. Come on. Like, how long could it take here? And do I need to generate a swing first? 1 swing. Okay. I know that looks bad. You're actually right. I got so much more lateral movement than I normally get. 1 hand? Oh, it's not a 2-handy. Okay, I understand. Fuck, it's 135. If you're still watching this, like, on Twitch, more power to you. If you're watching this on YouTube, that's crazy, bro. You're a real one for sure. What are you trying to say? Well, I mean, like, when you got, like, some chat activity to distract you, that's one thing. I'm just saying, like, you're a true enjoyer if you're watching this on YouTube without the ability to influence the stream. He's so right. He's so right. He gave me exactly the tools. Oh, man. Now hold, 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 hold. Don't hit your head. You know what's crazy about the human neurological system? People are like, no, please make the jump. Please make the jump. I think we got to do another jump. Don't jump, you can make it. All right, all right. You're right. Huge, huge. This is the furthest I've ever been. It's crazy that you can stub your toe and know that it's gonna hurt before you actually feel the pain. No! It was greased up, man! Like common sense? No. I mean, like, it's crazy that you can know that you hurt yourself. Like, the thought can manifest in your brain faster than the pain signal actually makes it to your... I don't know where a pain signal originates. I guess your sensory neurons in your foot are like, don't do that again. And then your brain is like, ow. But, like, it's crazy that you can almost have, like, maybe half of a second of being like, I'm going to enjoy this solace right now before I actually feel the pain. That's kind of crazy, man. Like this. You swing right, swing left. Oh my gosh, Chibli, you fucking genius. You fucking genius. Greatest explainer of all time. Honestly, I would trade that power for knowing whether or not it's a poop or a fart. You may want to see a doctor. And I say that as someone, like, I'm not knocking it, but, like, my perception as an adult is that you should know. At least, like, 99% of days on the planet, you should know whether you're going to poop or fart. Like, if you're not actively experiencing symptoms of illness, you should be 100% confident. Farts are fucking annoying, though, dude. I know that this is, like, semi-relatable, which is maybe, like, my favorite type of content. Help. I know that I'm, like, a top 1% farter in a bad way. But that means, you know, with 10,000 people watching, there's 100 motherfuckers like me out there right now. So this is more for them than anything else. I wish you could just tell your body to fucking chill out on the farts, man. And I don't mean, like, oh, farting is annoying. But, like, in a situation where you don't want to fart because it's, like, impolite or kind of gross, like on an airplane, for example, you should be able to, like, push, like, a spot on your ear and be, like, delay farts for 8 hours. Because I don't know if anybody else is like this. I get on the airplane, and after, like, an hour of being on the airplane, a fart bubbles up in my intestine. But then it approaches the aperture, and it's like, let me out. And I'm like, I can't let you out. So you squeeze a little harder, and the pressure differential sends it, like, back up into the intestine. But when it sends it back up, it always hits, like, a spot that, like, bubbles up and then, like, dissipates into your body and kind of, like, feels weird. And then you get, like, it's like, I'll be back, bro. I'll be back. And then 10 minutes later, it comes back, and they brought friends, man. And you're like, I cannot fart here. And they just keep, like, going back. Like, they go in the 3' to 5' direction. It's so, and you're like, your stomach is like, it hurts, man. Now, if you don't have stinky farts, then you can just let it fly. And I'm jealous of you. Like, I'm none the wiser. If you do have stinky farts like me, and you think that, you know, we live in a society, you can't just let those go on a crowded airplane with, like, hundreds of people around you. Like, it's just not done. It's just not the way we live in a society, man. You gotta take pride in them? Nah, man. I'm like that. I think that being overly prideful about your stinky farts is a sensitive response. You're saying, yeah, bro, I have the stinkiest farts. It actually owns. Nobody's got stinky farts like me. I am choosing to, elevate myself and try to be like a higher order being that's like, I don't want people crop dusting me, so I'm not going to crop dust them. I'm following the golden rule. And unfortunately, I'm the one who suffers as a result, but, maybe the world would be a better place if more people behave like that. And I don't know what to say. I think it's just, I remember growing up, my grandpa was a prodigious farter as well. I definitely think I got his digestive tract. Because people say you can control it with your diet. I've been like this since I was like 14 years old. I think it's like an epigenetic response to growing up in Ontario or something like that. Like breathing in all the Hamilton pollution like caused my fart genes to be expressed. It was like, you're living in a stinky environment, you should, when in Rome. But my diet has changed so much since I was 14, I went from eating Nature Valley granola bars and, really just a lot of like salami sandwiches to like I was a vegetarian for a while. I lived in Korea, had exactly the same problem. Diets changed a lot over the last 10, 15 years. Nuked all of my gut bacteria with ciprofloxacin, rebuilt it with probiotics and kefir, and I still got the same thing, man. Should I go on dairy free? That might be the way. It hurts because I like cheese a lot, but we eat a lot of Korean food. Korean food is very rarely dairy-full. And then people are always like, eat more fiber. And I'm like, I would go band for band with you on fiber. A, I eat a lot of whole grain carbohydrates. B, I eat a lot of whole fruits. And I take 10 grams of fiber supplement a day because that was the first thing I thought of when I was getting too much gas. I actually think it's possible I might be getting too much fiber at this point. Might be over-fibered. See, that's tough. Because, like, removing cheese from the ecosystem is not necessarily trivial, but not hard. But there's no shot I'm removing bread and grains from my diet. Like, it's one of those, I would rather die, like, 18 months earlier. That's something I'm unwilling to compromise on. Remove the supplement, though? Yeah, but they taste good. And they were really expensive. Every streetlight reveals a picture in reverse. Still it's so much clearer. So true. I forgot my shirt at the water's edge. The moon is low tonight. Best song off of Automatic for the People? I don't know. I do really like Man on the Moon. I really like Ebo the Letter. What else is on Automatic for the People? I've always been more of a murmur guy from REM, but I do like the more like major label stuff too. I gotta add some REM to the Peloton playlist, man. I added a couple songs yesterday. I added Shine Blockas by Big Boy because I talked about it. We could use some REM. I mean, I'll be honest with it. The Peloton playlist, you don't just have to put your favorite songs on there because some of your favorite songs are not appropriate for the Peloton. But I'm also not going to put on some garbage just because it's like high BPM or something like that. But there's some REM bangers that would hit. What's the Frequency, Kenneth? Seems to me like a great song to have on the Peloton playlist. Orange Crush has got that ticka 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 ticka, and then you get in the vibe. Dun 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 dun. It could totally work. And then, I mean, Radio Free Europe is just a given. You could even sprint through the chorus at the end. I also, like, here's the thing. I know Shiny Happy People is a controversial song for REM fans. They made it almost as a parody of music that's overly saccharine. But I'm here to tell you, Michael Stipe, when you got the fucking gas, you don't get to choose whether your song is good or bad. God chose for you already. It's a great song. And then the lady from the B-52s singing the other part of the hook. I'm saying it. REM. Oh, no. Okay, all right. Well, the 52. We go again. We go again. It's honestly kind of comforting to be back here. What was I saying? REM has to be one of the most underrated bands on earth. If you're like 24 years old, do you have any concept of the fact that for like 2 years they were actually the most popular band in the world, but for some reason have like so much less cultural legacy than almost any other band that size from that era. Maybe it's because they weren't that good, but they fucking were that good, man. They were not boomer BTS. Nothing against BTS for them, for that matter, but wee. Michael Stipe voice, not that good. Oh no, it's a voice Andy. Here we go. Let me guess. By that metric, I guess your favorite singer, Kelly Clarkson. She is an amazing singer. I can't deny that. She's even got some radio pop songs that I think are pretty good. But let's not go crazy, okay? Have you heard the Jungkook song he sings about fucking? Yeah, man. Every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll be waiting you, I'll be heading you. That's a good song. Now, is it Song of the Summer? No, because I think it came out like 8 months ago. That's got to be like a mid-2023 banger. Song of the Summer is Steal My Sunshine by Len, yet again. When a better song comes out, like, we'll fucking give it its props. But we're still waiting, man. I've been waiting 25 years. Best song of the 90s? Nuts on the Table? That's really tough, man. I will say I disagree with Pitchfork Media. You know how Ringo isn't even the best drummer in the band? Come on, Gold Sounds isn't even the best Pavement song off of Crooked Rain, Crooked Rain. That's probably... I don't know. That's tough, honestly. There's a lot of classics on that. I'm kind of like a Silence Kid, Elevate Me Later type of guy, but... Summer Babe, excuse me, that's on Slanted and Enchanted. And if we're talking about Slanted and Enchanted... It's, for me, it's In This Mouth of Desert. Gwang, 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 gwang. Cut Your Hair is a good song. Carry the Zero by Built to Spill. That's on the playlist. You've chosen a song on the playlist. No, okay, I didn't do Chibli Strat. Only Shallow. It's a bop. Only Shallow is a bop. In the morning? I don't know in the morning. Wait, do I? I feel like I can hear In the Morning in my head. Is that a DJ Shadow thing? Is that Duntel? What is that? I'm thinking of also In the Meantime by Space Hog. That's Built to Spill again. Sorry. That's Built to Spill again. My mistake. Do you like Spiritualized? I do. Ladies and Gentlemen, We're Floating in Space, goated album. I Think I'm in Love, which I believe is track 2. That's on the Peloton playlist. And you know that I'm ride or die for that song because it's like 8 minutes long. I'm not afraid to put a long song on the Peloton playlist. Plus, it's got like a serious like shift about halfway through, so you can do like a long in the saddle, then a long climb section. Has this playlist been leaked? I'm leaking a few songs a day. There's some pure garbage on it, by the way. Oh, no. Molly Hatchet, Flirting with Disaster. Songs to fucking pedal really fast to. Worst song on the playlist. That's tough, man. That's tough. Because I made myself a rule on the playlist. If I ever skip a song twice, it comes off the playlist. So stuff, like, it's pretty ruthless, man. It's like, you ever see the Nick Cannon movie Drumline? Like, these songs are got to be on the top of their game or they're getting cut. Like, I allow myself one skip because sometimes you've been climbing for 15 minutes and then another song comes on with like a 53 BPM and you're like, come on, give me something. Or like 2 10-minute long songs in a row. But if I ever skip it 2 times in a row, it's over for you. Cherub Rock's making the cut. Unskippable song. Actually... Me personally, Cherub Rock would make my short list best songs of the 90s. Any Cocteau Twins on the playlist? I don't think they fit the vibe because you know what I'm thinking is like I don't want to cry when I'm on the bike, but I probably have like a 20% hit rate for crying on the bike. It was like 100% when I was riding the movies, but with songs, it's still like 20%. It gets me all the time. You ever bike the seawall? I have. My hot take is that the seawall is amazing. I know a lot of people who don't live in Vancouver are actually like, I watched a video essay about how it's underutilized. That may be true. I can't necessarily disagree with that. Like, sure, wow, the seawall is so great, but wouldn't it be nice if there was like a JJ Bean every 200 meters instead of like nature in the ocean? That's probably not what they were getting at, okay? I'm being overly reductive. But what I will say is that if you're cycling predominantly as a workout, the seawall can be very annoying because, just to be honest, you shouldn't be there. That is for people on a pleasure cruise. It's for tourists on rented bicycles from the Burrard Hotel. Nothing is more annoying than when you're walking on the seawall and Lance Armstrong passes by you in like full lycra. And like he says on your left, he's probably 80 meters away from you, but by the time the sound reaches your ear, like he's already past you. And then like as the cyclist as well, you have like people that are on like motorized scooters and stuff like that. You have people that are taking a photo of somebody in the bike lane because the bike lane is adjacent to the water, and then they just like they line the photo up and look through the aperture and they walk backwards like without ever checking what's going on behind them and stuff like that. Like there's some you shouldn't be trying to become king of the mountain on the seawall. Then you got to dismount at Third Beach. Don't even get me started on the Chip Wilson motherfucker. Seawall, beautiful part of the city. Holy cow, you can go all the way from like the Ironworkers Bridge. You go down around Stanley Park, English Bay, Beach Avenue, so beautiful. Yale Town, oh, it's gorgeous. You go around the little curve there. All of a sudden, you're in Olympic Village. You're at Science World. You're cruising along. You get down to Kitsilano, and then all the NIMBY motherfuckers are like, we built a fence here. Because we want private beach access. And then your ass has to ride on Northeast Marine Drive or whatever the fuck it is. And like all the roads are like, please don't bike on this road. And I'm like, I gotta go somewhere, man. I gotta go somewhere. And then you get to the beach and you're pedaling on sand. That's where it's time. Like, unless you're going all the way to UBC, you gotta turn around at that point. Who are you talking to? I am experiencing brain death. And once you get out by UBC, like, the drivers will kill you. On the seawall, it's a cyclist paradise. Because anytime a Evo accidentally drives on the seawall, everyone pulls out their phone to film them and laugh at them. But as soon as you get out of the protected seawall and you gotta be on, I don't even know, I think that's another Marine Drive or something like that. All of a sudden, they're like, you're in our territory now. How does that, hey, can I get anybody here a CSR for an airline? You're going to think that I'm putting on airs, but it's true. My actual customer service methodology is be honest and be polite. And then I find that oftentimes it works. But also, are there any tips so I can get... Because, like, it's not really their fault that there was a thunderstorm that canceled the flight. But at the same time, because the flight was canceled, we had to pay out of pocket for a hotel. So as far as I'm concerned, either WestJet or like Zeus owes us like $300. So be very polite because you're not legally entitled to a refund. What about because our original flight was a direct flight, and we had to go through the indignity of a connection when they rebooked us. My girlfriend's a CSR. She says WestJet won't care. Challenge accepted. Me 30 minutes from now? Okay. All right, no, I understand. Yeah, no, thanks anyway. No, yeah. No, fuck me. What was I thinking? Yeah, you're right, I did try to scam you. Okay, you got me. Yeah, I guess I'll go fuck myself. Okay, yeah, you got me. All right, thank you, bye. No worries if not. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Later.
Took my bike to the lake. Brought my shovel, brought my rake. Took my boy to the swing. Let him swing, let them ring. Bought my friends Italian beef. Make them fart and make them queef. Abraham Lincoln was governor here. Only a steel man can be enough. You know what I'm talking about? Sufjan Stevens?